Hi everybody, my name is Emer and I'm a science communicator, which basically means I love science very much and I love telling other people about it. Today I thought that we could do some stay-at-home science. Now the thing is, I'm also a musician and I've loved music for as long as I can remember. Does anyone else love music? Does anyone play any instruments? I play things like piano and guitar and I love writing songs and singing. People usually think that science and music are quite separate, but they aren't. There is science in music, and you can even use science to make cool sounds and instruments. So on today's episode, I'm going to show you how to make your very own water xylophone. And I'm also going to show you how to make homemade drums. Science also means that we know really cool facts about music. People all over the world do scientific studies on music. Did you know? Science even tells us music can affect our bodies. Music can lower your stress levels, it can help people with sleep disorders, it can even lower your blood pressure, which is how well your heart pumps blood around your body. Other cool science studies tell us even more music facts, like in Belfast we listen to music for 12% of the day, that's a lot. Or the 2% of people are tone deaf, meaning they can't really hear the difference in musical notes and they definitely cannot sing in tune. Do you know anybody like that? There's so many things connecting music and science and I hope to show you that today. We're going to start off doing an experiment and then we'll finish off with making our very own homemade drums. First of all, we're going to do an experiment with a water xylophone and then later on I'm going to show you how to make your very own homemade drum. So you need a couple of things for this experiment. First, you need a big jug of water. Then, see if you can get your hands on food colouring. It's not necessary, but it definitely adds to the experiment. Get yourself some wooden sticks. If, like me, you don't have any wooden sticks, you can use 2 pencils. And then get yourself 4 glasses or jars that are all the same size. What I want you to do first is take one of your wooden sticks and hit the jars or the glasses and see what they sound like. They all sound the same. Now what I want you to do next is I want you to get your water. And in the first one, I want you to add quite a lot of water and then a little bit less in the next one, maybe to about there, and a little bit less again. And then finally, a tiny bit in the last one. Great, now you can get rid of your water. And what I want you to do then is, I want you to take your food colouring. And once you take your food colouring, I am going to get you to put it in each one of these, because if you've ever seen a xylophone in real life, they're usually pretty colourful. So first, make this one colour. Okay. Next up, our yellow one. Now, you might need to get a spoon and stir up some of the colouring. Especially if your colouring, like mine, has been sitting in the cupboard for a very, very long time. Same with the yellow. Now the reason I want you to do this is just so you can see clearly the different colours in terms of different notes. Now, what I want you to do is tap each jar again and see do they still sound the same. Okay, so that's quite low. That one's quite high, so we know they don't sound the same. Actually, some of them sound lower, like this one where the water is really full, and some sound higher, like this one where there's hardly any water. Can anybody think about why that might be? Now, the more water, the lower the note. The reason that happens is because sound waves are the little vibrations that travel through things to give us sounds. And in this experiment, the sound waves are traveling through the water. And whenever you change the amount of water, you change the sound waves. And I like to think about it as in the more water that the sound waves have to travel through, then the sound wave vibrations become bigger, and they almost need to become bigger and stronger and more powerful to get through all that water. And whenever they get bigger, the sound waves actually sound lower. So it's like they're stretched out and they sound lower. Now, you'll notice as we move up and there's less water and less water again, and finally hardly any water, it gets much higher. So I want you to try that at home. There are another couple of things you can check out for me. Check if the sound changes if you tap different parts of the glasses. Also, you can try mixing up the water levels to make new sounds, and you can even try and use different objects. You might want to use pencils, you might even want to try a spoon. You can let me know how your experiment goes. So next up, we are going to make our very own drum. I thought it'd be cool if I could show you how to make your own instrument, something that you can keep and something that you can play at home. So you need quite a few things. The first is a cylindrical container. I'm going to talk to you a wee bit more about that in a second. You also need quite a few balloons. You need scissors and an adult to help with said scissors. You also need elastic bands. Also, anything that you can get your hands on to decorate your drum. I'm going to use a little bit of paper and a little bit of card, maybe some stickers. You also need tape or glue, whichever you can get your hands on, again, as I say. And finally, you're going to need 2 drumsticks. I have just got these 2 pencils, so I'm going to use these. Pencils are quite good for it, so 2 pencils for drumsticks. Now, about the cylindrical tub or container that you need one where you can remove the lid, and also one with a cardboard bottom that you can get rid of. Now, it takes a little bit of creative thinking to get something like this. I had a really hard time thinking what kind of tub could I use, so I got a variety. I've got a few here, all of different shapes. Now, this one was a tub of gravy, this one was a tub of noodles, this one was a tub of highly delicious crisps that I had to eat so that I could use it. Now, I'm going to use the gravy one as my main drum, and I thought it wouldn't hurt to have those other ones in case I wanted to make a couple of extra drums. As we know, things of different sizes and different volumes give us different sounds. If you really can't find one with a cardboard bottom, see if you've even got one with a metal bottom, like this coffee one that I have here. It's still going to make some sound, so whatever you can get your hands on. First things first, get rid of the lid. You don't need that, you're not going to use it. Now you need to get rid of the bottom of your container. In some cardboard ones, they're quite easy to push out. I had a little try of this one earlier and it's not so easy, so you might need to get an adult to help you. They might be able to make a little bit of a hole with their scissors so that you can get rid of that cardboard bit at the bottom. So after I've made a hole, that one actually just comes out quite easily, so you can get rid of that. Okay, now you're able to see through it. What you're going to do next is you are going to decorate the body of your drum. So I quite like this shiny paper. I've got kind of lots of glittery goodness to choose from there, but I'm going to go for this for my main drum. I'm going to turn it over. Now you can decorate yours however you like, as long as you think it looks good. Now, I have also got some stickers here that I am going to use just because I think they look very cool. I've got some dinosaur stickers, I've got some stars, so I'm also gonna stick some of these on. These dinosaur ones are lovely. Let me see if I can get a good one. Little baby dinosaur there. Stick these on. Now you can decorate your drum with whatever you like, but I do like dinosaurs, so I'm going to use those. Now, what we're going to do next is we are going to get a balloon, and to stretch the balloon, I need you to blow it up, just to make sure it's nice and stretched out. So big deep breath. Hopefully that's it, nice and stretched out, and then let go. Ooh, excuse us. Now what you're going to do is you are going to cut off the narrow part of the balloon. So this little part down here, you're going to cut that off because you need to be able to stretch this around your container. Now get your extra pair of hands, get your adult. Now if you hold the drum down here, I will do my best to try and put this top on the drum. Now the really important part of this is you can see there that it's quite easy for that just to pop off. So you need to get an elastic band and you need to put that over the top to hold it in place, just like this. Starting to look pretty good, I think. Okay, that's what we've got so far. Now what you want to do is turn it around and do the exact same thing. So get another balloon, put it over the bottom and put an elastic band around it. So there we go, you have got your drum. I think mine looks pretty cool, I hope yours does too. So you set it up in front of you, get your drumsticks, like the musician that you are, and have a go and play it and see what it sounds like. That sounds pretty good. Now, I said earlier that if you've got a few containers, you can make a few different drums and see how they sound different. So I am going to use my other containers, and I'm going to make a couple of extra drums to see that I can almost make myself a bit of a drum kit. Drum number 2 complete. Let's see how this one sounds. They definitely sound different. Let me put together my next one. And last but not least, my final drum. Now this is definitely the little wonky drum, and if one of your drums turn out like this, it's totally fine. Now, if you use cardboard that isn't as strong like these ones, your drum might go a little bit like this, but will we see if it still works? Sounds good to me. So, we have got all 3 of our drums. Now let's see if we can play these all together and if they all sound different. They definitely sound different. So what I want you to do now is I want you to go and make your own drum. Make 3 if you want, make 1 and let us know how you get on. Happy drumming.